Yo, what's going on, people? What is popping? How you guys doing? Yes, don't adjust your jobs. We're on Chaos Central this week because I still can't live stream on my channel because of goddamn strike. And Roberto's having mic issues again, so he said he'll be back. So we're gonna talk until he comes back. Hopefully, it'll be working, and then we can get on with the show. But I have Danny. You guys get here so far? Danny, go ahead.
You need to take that picture down like get on the intro because you be trying to look all innocent and shit, and that ain't nothing innocent about your ass. So no.
Wait, what are you talking about? What do you mean? I am innocent.
Trying to look all head to the side, and trying to look all harmless.
I am harmless. I'm a pussycat.
You like one of them?
Pussycat from Animals. Pussycat.
You like the male cobra on Ricky Tikki Tavi.
On what?
You never seen that show?
Ricky Tikki Tavi?
Nope. Yeah. Ricky Tikki Tavi was a mongoose man, and they brought him into the house, and two cobras was trying to take over the house. He had to kill both of them.
Oh, so wait, you calling me a mongoose? You know that's racist.
No, I'm calling you I say the cobra. The cobra.
Okay, so I'm the cobra.
Yeah.
And the mongoose is coming to take me out.
The mongoose killed the both cobras.
Yeah, mongoose ain't killing me, bro. You know that?
You know what? Man, that show is a classic.
It's a cartoon?
Retro TV.
Ricky Tikki Tavi.
Ricky Tikki Tavi.
I don't think we had that here in Canada.
Hey.
Ricky Tikki
Watch it. That shit.
See what this is about.
Yeah,
Anybody in the chat, you ever heard of Ricky Tikki Tavi? If you have, give me a shout out.
And shout out your channel, Mr. Graham.
I am Danny Graham, aka Comment Chat. You can find me on this very channel, Chaos Central, Monday through Wednesday. We got 3 shows: Chaos Conversation, Chaos List, and Rule of 3. Normally we do Rule of 3 tonight, but Chris had to work, so we probably do it tomorrow or maybe next week. I'm not sure. So tonight should be interesting.
Gaishka.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to channel, brother.
The Basco Scenario is my channel. I have a show called The Hangout, which Danny's on it. And we have special guests at times every Wednesday, 8 p.m. But since it's the summertime, I'm going to be doing it every so often because I'm going to be outdoors.
Summertime.
Family stuff. Yep, summertime.
Summertime. Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah. So
LB is in the house. Roberto popped in. Roberto, are you working? Please tell me Mike's working.
Oh.
Private chat.
You got it on mute.
Said it's not working. Have to get my computer checked. Ah, shit, man. For real? Damn, that sucks. LB, talk to the people real quick. Yeah, pissed. I know, bro. I know. And you just went out and bought a new mic too and shit, right? Unmute yourself, though. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, not a sound.
Damn.
Not a sound. What about the camera you're using? Does that have a mic? Maybe you can use that one.
Yeah, unplug it and just use the mic off.
The mic from the cam.
From the laptop.
Right. So go to settings, and click on the mic that's on your laptop and see if that works or whatever you're using. LB, talk to the people, sir.
What's happening?
Yeah.
Good evening to y'all.
What's up,
Good evening.
LB?
How's everyone doing?
Doing good, man. Can't complain. How you doing, bro?
I'm good. What's up, everybody in the chat?
Well, I mean, we doing good. Roberto ain't doing that hot, but I'm sure we'll figure out a way to work it out. But we have Matt's Mama Bear in the house. Dewan is in the house. Jason Lee Tucker is in the house. Tony Robinson is in the house. Thank you guys for popping in. But LB, shout out your channel, and let's see if we can help Roberto.
My channel's called The Lonely Banter. I talk about whatever I feel like. So, if you're here, you're enjoying the evening of me talking whatever, check me out.
LB, you ever hear of Ricky Tikki? Ricky Tikki what, Danny?
Ricky Tikki Tavi.
Nah. What's that?
Well, he ain't from here, so he might not hear.
He's American?
It's
I thought he was from England.
From back in the day.
You thought he was from where?
Ricky
I
Tikki.
thought he's from England.
I was born there, but I've been here like most of my life.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Do I sound British?
Right click speaker, bottom click troubleshooting if you got Windows. Oh, LB. Okay. Yeah, show on Roberto. We're gonna get him working, man, guys. We're gonna get him working. You know, Roberto. We got. Yeah, go ahead.
One of the dumbest things they're doing over here in the United States, and to me, is dumb as hell. Okay, in the barber shops, they're still requiring you to wear masks.
Mm-hmm.
So I walk in the barber shop, didn't have a mask. The guy's like, "Go put your mask on, put your mask on." So I had to go back home, which was about 5-10 minutes away. I had one. He didn't have one. But then when you get in the chair, you take your mask off.
Take mask off.
So I'm like, is the fucking chair got some kind of protection or something? Or
Yeah, bruh.
Like,
It's got that sea breeze, bruh.
This is the stupidest shit I've ever seen.
It's all that alcohol from the aftershave.
Yeah.
I'm like, what
Sanitize.
Yeah, Roberto, there's some stuff in the private chat to check out, so you could try that, see if that works. I don't even wear my mask anymore. I go.
That's the only place that I wear it. I'm telling you, I know I'm old, man, because I remember when haircuts was $4.
Man, you ain't that old, bro. Like I was close to that. Haircuts when I was little, like $7, bro.
Hey,
Yeah.
when I was a little boy, it was $4. I remember that.
For me, $10 bucks.
I can remember when gas was 89 cents.
I've had the same barber since I was 8 years old, so it's jumped from $7 to 30.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Mine's at 23 now, and I be mad as fuck.
Like, bro, like giving the haircut. This ain't inflation, bro. I still got the same head, bro.
Yeah. For me, it's $30 too, and then they want tip. I'm like, you ain't getting no motherfucking tip.
Oh, bro.
I got a tip for you. You better get another job because I'm not getting no
Facts.
Yeah, no
Facts.
tip, bro. You own like he owns the shop. I'm like, bro, I'm not tipping you. You own the shop, bro. You don't work for somebody else.
For real. For real.
I got so cheap, man. Till I went bald, I buy the razors and
do it yourself, man.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. I was gonna say if my camera was working, you would see a tear running down my eye right now because I got no hair. Yeah, those were great days. Yeah,
I only go there. Yeah, if I'm going somewhere like it's the weekend and I'm gonna do something, then I'll go to barbershop and get a nice cleanup or whatever. But if it's not, man, I got my clippers in there and I just do that shit myself.
Man, they got this. So I go to 4 different barbers. I got a contingency plan.
No wonder you always wearing that hat, Nzo.
Yeah, that's right.
You got sports clips in Canada.
No.
What's that?
It's a barbershop, but it's shaped like you go in there, it's like you're in a football locker room. It's pretty tight how they got it. Got the TVs all in there, and they only usually got female barbers. Oh my God.
Are they twerking?
They ain't twerking, but man, the hands be so soft.
Hey,
I wash your hair.
Why you talking? There are barbershops like that, Nzo.
Yeah, I know. And that's why I asked because I seen them on TikTok. Like dudes are getting their fucking haircut and the girls standing in front of them twerking, bro.
I'm not going in there. I told you, man, I don't go into no shit like that because my bank
account. Yes, we got you, Roberto.
I'm back?
Yes.
Yeah. I hear the laugh.
You hear the happiness there, bro?
Yeah, for real.
I saw the gray move on my logo. I'm like, no, come on, tell me it is. So tell me it is. It is.
What was wrong with it?
Plugging this shit back in. Hold on. I guess I'm going live like this.
What did you do?
You took.
I don't know. I don't know.
You just touched all the buttons.
Oh, man, I don't know, but it's working. So
work.
He said, "Fuck it, let's do it."
Now I can open this beer. So what you guys saying?
Yeah, you know what? I gotta go get my crown because I did say we were gonna do a little, birthday celebration as well. So hold on a second, guys. Talk. Tell people about your channel and talk a bit. I'll be right back.
What's up, fellas?
What's up, bro?
What's up, Roberto? It's been a minute.
I don't like.
It's been a minute there, Basco. What's going on?
Same shit, different day, but hey,
I hear you.
Living and grinding up here in Quebec, man. You know how it is.
I was gonna say you definitely ain't from the South.
Who?
Basco.
Nope. No, I'm not from the South, but yeah.
He's
Well,
from
they
the
had-
East.
Only me and Danny.
They had this big thing, boy, this year. Somebody
Won't
went
stand
on
still.
Facebook and put out a pineapple crown. Oh my God, they were going fool here for about 2 months.
Bruh, I'm so old school, bruh. Like they got, all I know of is Crown Apple. They got Crown Apple Peach. I mean Crown Peach now, bruh.
Yeah, they got peach, apple,
I think it's Spice
that's
Crown or something like that.
they come in a black bottle.
Yeah.
All different kinds.
I don't like the apple crown, bro. I'd rather just mix some apple juice with the regular crown, bro. It tastes better.
No, the apple crown is good. The apple crown is good. You do drink though, right, LB?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know you don't burn, so I'm like, at least you drink. You know what I mean?
What?
Oh, you just reminded me of something.
I like my colorful lips, bro.
Hear this guy. So you like being black as tar with red lips? Gotcha.
Yeah. No, come on, bro. Don't do me like that, bro. You darker than me, bro.
That is not how you say my name.
I didn't say it wasn't, but you know what I mean. I smoke, so I made sure my lips match my complexion.
Don't let my lighting fool you, bro. You way darker than me.
Oh shit, man! It's good
saw-
to be back.
I saw a
Yeah, go ahead,
recent video with CL Smooth. You can tell that sucker burning. Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Look like tar. Like what the fuck is going on in your life, bro?
I'm gonna take a shot.
Where's the show?
There ain't no shot there. That's
It's on.
That's a
It's
double.
on Chaos. Yeah, there is a double shot.
Jesus Christ.
And just for you guys to know, because I know some people might have wanted to send like some donations for the birthday stream that I had. But if you want, you can go to one of my videos. It has the little thank you button there, the little heart. Where you can click on that and you can donate there if you want to. You know what I mean? But
I wish you would have shown the other night.
what's that? Yeah, I know. I didn't think about it until today, to be honest with you. But yeah, Roberto, I got a copyright strike on my channel, so I can't stream on it for a week. So we're on the Chaos Central channel this week.
They punish you, huh? I'm like,
Yeah,
why am I? We're live. Why am I watching the countdown?
Bro, I was on your channel. And I'm like, hold on. Like, why don't I see anything happening here?
Yeah.
I did the verses, Roberto. I had 66,000 people watching. I had more people watching than the actual verses YouTube channel, and more people watching, and they didn't like that, so they shut me down, gave me a strike.
Bro, you
Who was this motherfucker?
if the shoe was on the other foot, you would have did the same thing, bro.
Yeah, I can't say I wouldn't, because
Shut them suckers down.
Roberto,
Ashley in the house. Y'all
rude.
rude.
I made. Yeah, hold on, Ashley. I see, Ashley. Hold on, I just want to say this to Roberto. I made $2,000 on that stream.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it would have been like 10. It would have been like 10 if they didn't shut me down. So yeah, I can see why. Because the minute they shut me down, their stream went to 150,000 people watching. So all the 60,000 people that were watching me went over to them, back to their regular stream. So they got what they wanted. I did it again, and then I had like 4,000 people watching, which is the normal of what I had. But yeah, kind of.
So this person's thing is large, huh?
It can be.
Bro, this was crappy.
Yeah, it was a garbage show. What's up, Ash? How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing good. Glad you can make it. Shout out the channel for the people them.
The Widow is the channel.
Nice intro.
Can we get some enthusiasm? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The widow.
That was damn sexy.
Sorry, my
I
head
liked
hurt
it.
a little bit.
I liked it.
Oh, you got a headache? I'm sorry.
A little
She's
bit.
kind of purr, kind of like a southern Marilyn Monroe type thing.
All right, guys, keep the penises in the pants. Keep them in the pants. Everyone's saying sexy this, sexy that. So I'm like, we doing the stream. We ain't hooking up. I'm joking,
Maybe
guys. I'm
later.
joking.
Where the fuck?
Joke, okay, obviously.
Yeah, I got you. We all joking. We all joking. So yeah, man. Go ahead. Say what you're saying.
I was just saying. He said Ashley's on low battery right now.
Did you burn, or are you trying to burn?
I'm getting ready to. I haven't been here long.
We be burning, we be burning. But I just what that song mean.
I've got a pre-roll song.
Let's not put that together.
You just now put it together, Danny. Well,
like
you know,
could be that kind of snake move. Like, what the fuck he doing?
Could be two different type of burnings, though. You know, could be burning or burning. You know, you go to the bathroom and you're burning. So
no, I don't want that kind of.
That's a whole different type of burning.
Horrible.
Ain't no burning. That's a crying. I can say in 51 years I never had my bore punched. Thank God.
Thank God for that. I wouldn't want it either, bro. I wouldn't want. What you drinking, Roberto?
Some good local beer.
Oh,
nice.
Shit goes down nice and smooth with some peanuts, you know.
I feel you.
I did too.
Hey, this guy up there is drinking Quebec beer. Good for you, my friend.
You know what? It's a good beer. And for whatever reason, every time we do the show, I feel the need now to have like a little munchie and a juice, you know?
Yeah, all good, bro.
Just before burning that big head.
I think we got a doozy.
Go ahead,
Danny.
The bash
doozy.
Certain people.
Police officers, yeah.
Look at it.
Unfortunately, it's FBI agents this week. You know what I mean?
Thank God.
Roberto, tell me you watched the documentary yet. You watched it?
Want me to lie?
No. Okay, so he didn't watch it. So
I think one job to do, man. One job.
For whatever reason.
Me and Ashley are the only ones that seen it. LB was looking for Kendrick Lamar's
homework.
Yes. LB was looking for the Kendrick Lamar documentary. So
bruh.
I'm worried, but I didn't take notes, so I'm hoping I can remember all the details.
Bruh.
I watched it last week.
Yeah.
And Roberto couldn't get his stuff together, so
I legit I legit was taking notes from the trailer, the Kendrick Lamar documentary. I got notes written down, bruh. But no, I watched like probably about an hour of the documentary because like I skipped through the parts of like when they was talking about Emmett Till and stuff and other stuff. But yeah, I've seen most. But I'm familiar with the story though.
Cool. Why do I feel like we're like in a classroom and like we all didn't do our homework and except two people? You know, I'm like the new student that just walked in saying, "Shit, we got an assignment already."
I'm going to be copying off of the other two people's paper too.
Sounds like a police officer, doesn't you?
But we'll get into that one because I think that one's going to be a little bit more.
That you said something kind of slick out the mouth.
What did she say? I didn't catch it. I didn't catch it.
Sound like a police officer. Yeah, you threw that in, didn't you?
Yeah, so we'll get into that one. But first, we'll get into the topic I think is the hot news right now. And I sent it to Ashley, and me and Danny and Gaishka, we talked about it a little bit backstage. Roberto, did you hear R.Kelly got 30 years?
Oh, yeah.
What do you think?
I'm not surprised, but looks like he has more shit coming his way.
Yep, because he has another court case in Chicago.
Yeah.
Is he in jail now, or are he going to get sentenced?
Oh, he's been in jail.
Oh, he's been in jail since what?
I've been having some people come to teach me some taekwondo or something.
You know they're gonna be feeling on his booty. That's for damn sure.
Tighten up those butt muscles. That's what he's got to do.
Do you guys think 30 years is too much, though?
Yes, too much.
No.
Okay,
No.
Ashley, let's
He should
hear
be
it.
under the jail.
All right, let's hear it. Roberto said it too. Let's hear it.
Messing with little girls? I'm sorry. No.
He could do nothing. Right. Parents didn't allow.
He knew what he was doing. Kept doing it. Ruined a lot of those girls, man, for life.
You see, now I feel what you're saying, and I said people are gonna hate me when we talk about this, and I get it. You know what I mean? It's not good what he did, but I remember when you watched Surviving R. Kelly, right? There's a girl who's on the Surviving R. Kelly. she was, I think, 17 or 16, whatever. She was outside of that trial every freaking day just so that she could get in contact with R. Kelly. Now she knew what he
No,
was on
she was
trial for.
supporting. She was a fan, and she was like,
Yes,
just like John. She was going there to support him.
right. But you know what you're going
Fan.
for, right? You
But I
know
don't
what
think
you're
that she
going for.
went there but she thought that he was truly innocent. I mean, like a lot of people think somebody's innocent of something, and she's a fan, so I don't think that
Mm-hmm.
she
Do you think?
knew.
Do you
I
think this
mean, that's
conviction
what he
should
was doing.
cause his fans to stop listening to his music?
She was. I mean, it wasn't just her alone. She was
No,
one of many.
I'm asking. Now that he's been in jail for 30 years, are you going to stop listening to his music?
And
No.
I still listen to it. I'm not a big R. Kelly fan anyway.
I mean, he has some
Ooh.
songs
There's
that
a few songs I
play the
like.
role in our coming up in
I
life.
should ask
So.
my mom that question because she loves R. Kelly.
I mean, for me to answer that question, I've been off R. Kelly for a long time. I mean, probably since he started doing the Step in the Name of Love, and he started doing Trapped in the Closet. Like the last album I liked from him was Chocolate Factory, so I've been off him for a long time. But
That was the best album.
like the
Go
earliest,
ahead.
like before that,
going on, so.
like stuff
Yeah,
before
well.
that, man. Like if the song gets played or whatever, it's like I'm a jam to it. Like I've never had an issue with playing his music. Like I know what he's done. I've known what he's done
Mhm.
since the early '90s. You know,
Right.
but like
Right.
if he drop a prison album, I'm not gonna rush to go buy or check it out. You know,
That
I did.
that as well.
I just
Go ahead,
found
Danny.
one of his newest songs here about a month ago. I'm like, where the hell was I at when this song? I thought I heard all R. Kelly songs. So, hey,
And
I'm still
I've
gonna
said
watch.
this. I still listen to his music because I've said it many times, and I'll say it again. When I was down and out, a lot of his music spoke to
Right.
me. You know what I mean? I Wish spoke to me. Radio Call spoke to me. Um, Woman's Threat. Like there's so many songs where I just felt like when I was going through my stuff, he was singing what I felt. You know what I mean? Like he
When a
was
woman
singing the
fed
stuff
up.
that I felt.
Whew.
Exactly, he was singing all the stuff that I felt. So I've always like used that as a coping
Right.
mechanism. So for me now to be like, oh no, I can't listen, I can't do that because that music got me through some of the hardest times of my life. You know what I mean? But I think, Derek Chauvin got 22 years for killing a fucking man on camera. You gave R. Kelly 30 years. Not only that, right? What they got him for was trafficking and racketeering,
Yeah.
not for the sex stuff.
Mhm.
It was for racketeering
It was like a
and
cat
trafficking. Yes, because they couldn't get him for the sex stuff anymore, the
Mhm.
overage or whatever. You know what I mean? Not all the
The
details.
age of consent.
Yes. So
Yep.
what they did was they ended up getting him for racketeering and trafficking. Now his trafficking caused that they got him for was because he took an underage girl across state, right? Not because he was trafficking them or anything like that, because he took an underage girl across state on tour, whatever, took an underage girl there. That's what they got him for.
Well, there was
So
red flags ever since Aaliyah first album.
Right.
Exactly.
yeah.
So-
Like I said, it's been known since like 1994.
Mhm.
Like when they said that, like the rumors were going out that he married Aaliyah, you know. So, and this is my main issue with this. Like R. Kelly needs to, he's fully responsible for his actions, right?
Facts.
But an entire music industry enabled
Facts.
the behavior.
I agree.
Facts.
100%.
Because he was
Do-
a golden
do y'all-
goose.
Do
He
y'all
was a golden
remember
goose.
when the
Nigga.
sex tapes were dropping?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right, and then like he got canceled for a couple of months, and then he dropped like Ignition remix, and everybody's like,
Chocolate
Huh?
Factory album came out.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're like, you know what? You all right, R. Kelly, you can make us money. But then like when his popularity with the music died down and the money starts running out, it's like, oh, now we're going to start turning on you.
The golden
Absolutely.
goose. Stop laying
And-
them eggs.
And let's be real here, okay? I get it. Underage girls and stuff like that. And he probably did, hey, yeah, come to me, I'm gonna get you a career and stuff. So those girls knew like they were going there to get a career, right? So they would have done whatever it took to get to that level. Now I know it's fucked up thing to do. That's a fucked up thing to do. Like, don't worry, don't me. You know what I mean? Especially with an underage girl or even an adult woman. You know what I mean? Mislead them and make them think you're gonna make them a star, and you don't. But there's got to be some kind of, there's got to be some kind of blame on the people that has done it to too. The parents that let it happen,
Absolutely.
Right? The parents let it happen as well, because a lot of these parents knew the accusations and all the stuff that was going on with him, with the Leia stuff, and then the peeing on the people, and they still allowed their daughters to be alone with him. So I don't think it's just him that should be getting. I think the whole fucking all those enablers. I think all of them should be in jail.
They got
every single one of them.
Yeah, if they got proof, unless he paid them all in cash or something. If they got a paper trail, then I agree with you. They should bear some of that responsibility and get some jail time. Maybe not as much as he, but they should get some.
Yeah, man.
Well, the Surviving R.Kelly series basically says that some of the parents knew, right? Like, it's like, okay, let's, not the parents, I'm sorry. Some of the people that were with him, like his entourage, were actually getting girls for him, right? Yeah. That's what they say in the documentary, that these people were bringing the girls to him.
Mm-hmm.
So they're enabling him as well.
Yeah, man. I didn't follow the trial. I didn't follow any of this stuff. Like I said, man, I was a fan. I've been off R.Kelly. I ain't paid none attention to it. I feel so it's like I already knew what was going to happen. I knew what he did. It is what it is. But like, yeah, man, like these people around him, they need to get some charges too. The record labels,
yeah,
the artists, like all these people made millions knowing what he liked and what he was up to.
You make a good point there, LB. But you know who also should be charged? The parents that accepted that buyout.
Yeah,
absolutely, 100%.
Pimping their children.
Then it seems like it's like they're using sledgehammer on people that look like us, and they're using damn feathers on other people.
Facts.
I'm like, okay, the thing with Bill Cosby. At no point you're gonna hear law enforcement, Danny Graham, say he condoned this. I don't condone it, but all I'm saying is, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. If you doing whatever crime it is, then you get the maximum. Don't get the maximum on this set of people and then show compassion and mercy on this set of people. That ain't right.
I agree 100%. What do you think, Ashley? You've been quiet. What do you think, Ash? Let me hear your thoughts. Because the female perspective is what we need to hear as well, right? We're a bunch of males, so.
I mean, I think that I'm more interested in the racketeering charges, really. I don't know a lot about what that's about. I mean, he has a history of, the stuff with Aaliyah, and then like apparently, forcing a young man to engage also in sexual intercourse with another young woman, rubbing feces on people's faces as punishments. I mean, he is not a good person.
I hear it's good for the pores, though. No, I'm sorry.
You see, the only problem that I have with that is it's people saying things, right?
It was video evidence. A lot of this
of
stuff.
Him. I would like to see it because I never seen it. So if there's video evidence, I would like to see it.
Okay, so we're just gonna.
No, I'm not saying. No, I'm not saying they're not. I'm not saying they're lying. I'm not saying. No, I'm not saying they're lying. But what we learned from
them, they're not going after money. There is no financial gain for these people. They're going by pseudo names and first names. They're not writing books. They're not asking for money. They are testifying in a court of law based on things that have happened to them. Now, if it was someone that maybe was on every interview with Oprah and whoever, then maybe I could give you that. But these people want to keep their privacy. They're not doing anything but testifying for the things that they happen to them. I mean, that's the same thing. You could say, oh, how do I know that this happened to you?
Hold on. Half of them were on the Saving R.Kelly documentary.
Half of them were not. There's more. There was half of them were not.
But there were right? Right there. Not only that, a lot of these people were promised things in that time he said, I'll make you a star, whatever. So when that doesn't happen, you get scorned. I'm not saying they're
And a
lying.
lot of them were just young
hold on.
girls as
Hold on. Let me
well.
finish. I'm not saying they're lying, but if one thing we learned from Amber Heard is that there's a possibility that they could, right? There's a possibility that they could fucking embellish the shit that happened. That's a possibility. So until someone tells me that there's a video or I see a video of him smearing shit on a woman's face, then to me it's just hearsay.
Cases, you don't have a lot of physical evidence.
All right.
But the problem with that is R.Kelly videotaped all of his sexual encounters.
He didn't videotape everything. He didn't videotape punishments and things like that for people that didn't follow Rob's rules.
Can I jump in on this? As far as like you're saying, you need to see video evidence or whatever, and that's I'm kind of dealing with the same thing with these January 6th hearings. Like people are saying, there's no video evidence, there's no audio evidence. Well, I mean, everything isn't taped or recorded, so like you just can't dismiss everyone. And it's the same thing with the lady Cassidy Hutchinson, and what Ashley said as far as these people, they don't have any financial gain or looking for anything from this. They're just telling their story. So we gotta believe them unless it gets debunked.
But do we really know that?
Yes, because these women are under oath. Because if you file a civil lawsuit, then that becomes public record at that point.
Okay, but let's just say
financial gain.
Okay,
your name then is entered into a public record.
Also, let's just say, hold on. Let me say this. Let's just say that they are out to get R.Kelly, right? Because we talked about the fucking industry. Do you think they wouldn't make private deals to pay these people to do these things?
I don't believe that. No, somebody's out to get him. He needs to be held accountable for the shit that he did. All right. Absolutely. He has a pattern and a history of grooming and sexually assaulting and coming after young girls. No one is the only people that are after him are the police and the prosecutors who are locking him up for the crimes that he committed.
So then why didn't they do that when he was making them money? Because that's when he was doing the shit.
He was put on trial. He was put on trial, and then the jury found him not guilty.
Right, and then you could have put him on trial again because you still had...
Because these cases are hard to prove in a court of law. They're hard to prove in a court of law. And the more women that come forward, then you're able to establish a pattern of abuse.
Yeah, go ahead. Gotcha.
Listen, it's I completely agree with what Ashley's saying, because when women are go through that, and this strikes close to home, when they're sexually abused in any case, when it comes time to actually coming in front of the police officer, come in front of detectives, and actually coming through this, sometimes they lock up and they can't remember things coherently because of the trauma they went through. So wish that we had a video that would capture everything, or audio that would capture what's going on is completely, that would be the golden bullet, right? To be able to prove everything that occurred. But like Ashley's saying, it's, people that get on that stand, sometimes, they crack, and that's what the defense attorneys are there for, to jump on those weaknesses of people telling the truth and make them look incredible on the stand.
Okay.
And it sucks, but it sucks for the victims, because if they don't get justice, they don't get closure either, and they have to live with that no matter what.
Can I add
I get it. Yeah, go ahead. No, I was just gonna say, for me, when you come out 30, 20, 10 years later, I'm sorry, I just have an issue with that. Same thing with Bill Cosby. Them coming out 30 years later, I have an issue with that. And that's the issue that I have with this now. You
don't understand what it's like to be in an abusive situation. When you are comfortable to talk about the abuse is when you're comfortable to talk about it. All right. In the situation that I was in, my mother didn't know about the situation until 15 years later. All right. It's when you are comfortable to speak about it, and that, so it's like to judge someone based on how long it takes them, because there's trauma and it's embarrassing, and you don't want to be a victim. And a lot of times you don't want to be a victim.
You don't want to be that label.
Yeah.
You don't want to be labeled that.
Also, what did you do?
Like, not attack you, Nzo, about this, but like I'm seeing this a lot. People keep bringing up Amber Heard when it comes to situations with women testifying or not testifying, and I think that's like a dangerous slope, because it's like Amber Heard Johnny Depp thing was a liberal case and whatever between them, and it's like not every just because people think that she lied or didn't lie, I mean, it's not a thing that means okay. Every other woman
Everybody lied.
Yeah.
Absolutely. 100%. I agree with that 100%. But the fact is, before that Amber Heard shit, everybody was always, it was always the man's fault, no matter what. The man was always guilty, no matter what. Before trial, the man was always guilty. When a woman comes out, that's what the Me Too movement was about. When a woman come out and say something, the man was always instantly guilty without even being on trial.
Right. But
right?
I mean,
so what this Amber Heard thing did was show that sometimes it's not always that way.
That wasn't the case for Brett Kavanaugh. Like, I mean, they drugged that poor woman through the mud because she spoke up over an incident that happened 30 years prior, and the man is still on this. I
am not saying
these things happen in Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. That situation is, yes, she was physically abusive to him, but they're both toxic individuals, and they're both were shitty to each other in a relationship because he was also sending text messages.
I agree with that 100%.
Alive. So Johnny Depp is not completely innocent of anything.
Never said he was.
Not be the one who provoked situations, but there's still no evidence that says he didn't physically put his hands on her.
And I never said that.
I mean,
right? I agree. I agree. Hold on. I agree with that 100%.
When he had dependency issues, and he was also sending text messages
let me finish?
talking about killing his wife.
I get it. 100%. I'm not saying that he didn't. What I'm trying to explain to you, though, is that sometimes it's not always what it seems. That's what I'm saying. So I'm not saying every case is the same. I'm not saying every woman is lying. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that because of that, you have to be like, well, some things may sound real, some things may not sound real. So the fucking abuse and all he's doing, that may be real. But when you're telling me he's spitting shit on someone's face,
I mean,
there's video evidence of him peeing.
Well, I haven't seen it.
How far removed is there for
I haven't seen it.
To imagine that he would rub, feces into someone's face.
I personally haven't seen the sex tapes, Nzo, but it's been confirmed that he was urinating on women.
Yeah, I've seen the sex tape. Right.
You can't say that he. I'm not saying he did or did not do that, but I wouldn't put it past him not to do that.
It's also a fetish, and there's some women that like that as well, right? It's a fetish. Some women like to be peed on. Some women like to you go watch two girls in one cup. They're fucking girls eating shit out of other people's ass.
This is an underage girl.
I get it. I get it. 100%. But you're saying because she's underage. Hold on. But you're saying because she's underage, she couldn't be a freak? Is that what you're saying?
Okay, Nzo. She's underage, bro.
Automatically it's inappropriate.
It don't matter.
And there is no justification.
Listen, hold on. I was in school and I watched fucking underage girls. Hold on. Let me finish. I've seen underage girls go after my fucking substitute gym teacher who was like in his 40s. These girls were like 16, 17, and 18. And they went after him.
But the earnest is still on the 40-year-old man.
I know that. Yes. I'm not saying it's not. It's up to him. It's up to the man to say, fuck that, you too young. Yes, 100%. 100%. But it's to sit there and say that all of them, I'm not saying all of them aren't, but to sit there and say that all of them weren't fucking innocent. No, I'm not. Not at all.
You're victim.
I'm not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all.
Nzo, like, okay, I see your point of view when you're saying, okay, when we was in school, girls our age were going for the older, but at the end of the day, there's no justification for it from the adults.
I'm not.
No. I know what you're saying.
You're talking about young girls can be freaks. They're going after grown men.
Yes, they can be.
But it doesn't. But all of that does not matter at the end of the day. If she was 16 years old and said, "Please piss on me,"
just say no.
No,
I agree.
You're messing with the kids.
100%, I agree.
So what's your point? What point are you making?
My point is that some people, right, even though he may have a fucking issue where he likes fucking underage girls, right? It's an issue. It's a problem that he maybe should have got help for, right?
He
But now,
problem.
yes,
Not
it is a
maybe.
problem. It is a problem, 100%. But what I'm saying is now you have that problem, but now you have girls coming at you, right? You're gonna fucking go at them because you have that issue. You're fucking mentally retarded. You're into it, right? But what I'm trying to explain to you is, yes, he was wrong for doing it. There is no doubt about it. I never said he wasn't. I'm just saying that sometimes it's not always him chasing the girl. Sometimes they came after him.
I mean, well,
That's what I'm saying.
Him as a grown man needs to
say
control
no,
his
yes.
urges.
That's what I said. I just said that.
Yeah.
I just said that.
I mean,
100%. The fact that he did what he did to underage girls was fucked up. It was stupid. It was bullshit. 100%. 100%.
I mean,
I'm not saying nothing about that.
Like I said, it's on him 100%, and then it's also on everyone that was around him that was funneling these women into him.
Yes, the industry and everything.
At the end of the day, Robert Sylvester Kelly could have said, no, get away from me. I'm not doing this. So now he got to suffer the consequences for his actions.
Roberto, you've been quiet. What do you think?
It's a touchy subject, man. Like, I agreed to him getting the 30 years, so I kind of think that lets you know how I feel about it, because I watched that documentary and he stalked some of them down. You know what I mean? He went to schools looking for them.
Yeah.
That changes the whole ball game.
Yeah.
Even if they came to him, you know, some of them could have fooled him in a bar and said, I'm 19. That's totally understandable. It's happened to all of us that, you know, you question a girl's age. But to go out there and look for that age and specifically want that, and yes, there's a lot of culprits besides this man who didn't get near the same kind of scrutiny he got. I don't know what to say, man. You know, a crime is a crime. Some guys do more time for less than guys should do for more.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm saying, right? You have fucking Derek Chauvin who killed someone on fucking camera. He got 22 years.
What about that woman who just got or is going to get 20 years? That helped that rat who killed himself in jail.
Epstein, he was. I mean, he was going to be in prison for.
What's that woman's name, Ashley?
Maxwell, Ghislaine Maxwell. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, did you see the documentary about them too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
She was a trap.
Mm-hmm.
And now she's playing all innocent. I didn't do anything. Listen, you're getting what you deserve because what you did, you know, was wrong, man.
I don't know the story, so.
Epstein.
Which one?
R.Kelly.
Epstein.
R.Kelly Epstein.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He would have girls come to his island.
To his island.
Yeah.
He was then.
Yeah. And then end up getting killed in jail because
he killed himself.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's
guilt as a motherfucker, huh?
Well, the thing is that with that case, right? That's why I don't think she's gonna finish her 20 years, because either she's gonna get the same outcome as him, because the amount of people that went to that island, politicians, Supreme Court lawyers, the list is endless. Royalty, even. Correct, Andrew, exactly. You know, do you really want this coming out?
That's the thing. You know what I mean? Danny, what are your thoughts?
On the R. Kelly thing, the reason why they couldn't go after him a second time for the sex thing, because I've been double jeopardy.
Yeah.
So they had to find another loophole. And I've said this before in the past. If you give an officer enough time, the law book is very thick and extensive. If he got time and patience, he'll find a charge. And so they had to build a case. And racketeering to me was kind of a stretch, because the definition of racketeering is dishonest and fraudulent business dealings.
Yeah.
So they had to build that case very, very carefully, because a defense attorney that's worth his weight in salt would probably tear it apart. But they probably had it so airtight, and it probably took them years to get the statements and stuff, because you don't have to always have hard evidence to try a case. You can have circumstantial evidence. If the circumstantial evidence is very compelling, then you can get the guilty. So I think this was a lot more circumstantial evidence that they had more so than the actual physical video. But they relied on testimony from these girls and the parents and stuff. And then we're in a climate now that Me Too is very strong. So if you get a jury and a lot of the jury are females, so all that stuff, man, it's gonna be a perfect storm to get that conviction. So I think it was, and by no means am I condoning what he did because I have 2 daughters, but I believe what I've heard some others say that the parents, if they had any involvement in it, or if the industry had any involvement in it, then they should wear some of that time too. But we'll never know. I think because he's the most famous out of everybody in there, then it's easy to point the finger at him. Yeah, he did it. He did it. He did it. But anybody that enabled him, and if they can track that down, but what it is, yeah, if you come there and you tell, then you get what they call what's the word? If you cooperate, they'll give you leniency, or they'll give you God, what's the word?
Oh shit.
Snitch?
No. It's the protection of what they call it. Immunity. They give you immunity. As long as your testimony leads to the conviction of the big fish. R.Kelly was the big fish. So I'm pretty sure everybody that testified got some kind of immunity, some kind of deal. Hey, you testified, we'll waive this, we'll waive that. Law enforcement can do that. So that's what I think happened.
You see, my issue, and I've said this many times, I watched it was Judge Joe Brown. He was on Kwame Brown's show, right? And he literally said that when he was doing his show, they had called some girl to come to his party and fuck with him just so that they could say later on that he fondled them. He says that. Judge Joe Brown says that. And he caught them on that shit, right? So that's what I'm saying. To me, when it comes to this Hollywood shit, everything, and who did I hear say that?
Yeah, they I definitely agree with you. They got people out there that's trying to target some of these celebrities. But in this case, I think he got a little big for his pants. His head got big, ego, and on top of that, he got that fetish. It seems like very talented people, for some reason, they have some kind of character flaw. I don't know whether it's that the compromise for their talent, but like especially these entertainers, they'll be hooked on drugs, or they'll be a womanizer, or they had this crazy stuff like this. So it seems like for the talent, all the talent that they have, they got to give up some part of their. That's what I always said. I could be wrong, but
no, I feel you. And I'm just thinking, and because I'm looking, and I'm sitting there and I'm looking at all the Ezra Miller shit that's going on, right? And everybody's like, "Oh no, Ezra Miller is not doing this, and this is not happening. That's not doing that." No one's believing the person that's accusing him. Right? Why is that?
Well, sometimes we ain't gonna get the benefit of the doubt, bro.
I paid zero attention to Ezra Miller, anything Ezra Miller related. Is this stuff like really real, or is this just like made up stuff on the internet?
See, that's the question, right? But let's say it is made up stuff on the internet, right? People are still like, you know what I mean? Like if you're talking people, he's grooming. They're saying he's grooming, he's kidnapping. The show said he had guns or whatever, this and that. And all I'm hearing is, oh, no, don't believe Ezra Miller stuff. Don't believe this. Don't believe that.
Like
I'm just like,
I see. Also with Ezra Miller, though, the mother of the children, when they were talking about him having guns and around, the woman who he actually saved from an abusive relationship, she publicly came out and said, you know, there's no guns laying around. Any gun that is in the home has been locked up. She publicly spoke. You also found out that from her ex that he was domestic abuser, and has an extensive police record. And
who was
the guy who said this story, that he has guns laying around in his house, and all these things like this. The woman who has been staying at his home. She then publicly made a statement when the Rolling Stone article came out. And then with Dakota, they or made public statements. So that's why a lot of people are kind of like, what's going on with him with that? Now, all of his violent tendencies and the other crimes that he's committed, those are a separate issue. But I do question, especially when they started using words like kidnapping with him, because she went to him of her, she went to him of her own, free of everything, and now they're using that word kidnapping.
But that's what I just said about some of these girls. Some of these girls went to R.Kelly.
But that's
what I just said.
But they underage, bruh.
I get it. I get it. I get it.
These are children.
I get it. And
R.Kelly should have said
no.
Women,
that's my point.
And then also those women were then not able to leave. They were trapped in homes and could not leave. They did not have.
Aren't they saying this woman? Aren't they saying this woman with Ezra can't leave either?
And she's saying that's not true. That she does have a phone.
But if she's being groomed by Ezra, he could tell her to say that.
But yes, ain't she grown?
Yeah, but he can still tell her to say that, right? Don't matter if she's grown. If you have mental issues, whether you're grown or not, he could be sitting there saying, "Yeah, they're doing this."
But what I'm saying right now, where you have a lot of people who are saying, I am the one that came up with this story. I'm the one who was behind this. This is a lie, and that person came out forward and admitted that they lied. So you don't.
And then people came out and said that she was lying again, right? I seen that. I don't follow the story, but I see some of the stuff. Yes. So people are saying she's lying again.
The family said that, right? But she's saying, and she has a lot of proof to messages with the father and with people where she was trying to set up this thing which was a lie with Ezra. There's proof on the other end that there was a popsicle situation to try.
I know. Also said people. I know. Also seen people saying that the proof that she had could have been doctored as well. I heard people saying that.
I've seen the proof. I talked to her. I've talked to Vintage Devil. I've talked to her on stream, and I've talked to her off stream.
Mm-hmm. And she actually sent you the proof, right? Where you actually seen it, the screenshot and everything.
We've seen the stuff. She's also alerted us to something that was going to be happening and told us what was going to happen. And then sure enough, the most recent story is exactly what happened. So with that situation, it's a little different because she said there's this other thing, that that I've got to warn him about because here's this other thing that's coming.
Little different, but there's still some similarities.
No, I mean, with all of his criminal stuff, that's one thing. He does have dependency issues and anger issues and violent tendencies, and he lashes out. But he was helping a friend who had lost someone in her community that was having a hard time. And I think were having issues with their parents and then a lot of other things. So you don't know until you get a lot more details with that.
I'm just saying. But when it's their color, they get the benefit of the doubt. When it's us, we're guilty.
No, that's not what it's about with Ezra.
It may not be, but that's what it is.
The victims in these situations are saying that this is not happening. It's different.
The victims saying that it's not happening could be getting that information from Ezra telling them to do that.
Two victims.
Did they actually come out and on video, or was it like through a text?
There's a video. There's a video. Both of them are video evidence of them speaking.
Which means Ezra could have videotaped the video, right? Say that.
In one location, Ezra is not even there. They can't find him to serve him paperwork. He's not in Vermont. And the one person that released the video, she's in Vermont. It's a very different case. Very, very different circumstances.
I mean, they say he's not there, but they don't know where he is, so he could be anywhere. He could be hiding in the basement in Vermont.
He could be with you.
So he's not at the home.
Yeah, he could be hiding in the basement in Vermont. He could be anywhere. I'm just saying, if they can't find him, he could be anywhere.
With her when she made the video.
But you don't know that unless you were there. He could have been hiding in the background.
They have tried to serve this man.
Okay.
Okay.
I can hide in my house and people will never know I'm here.
He was not at the property. He's not at the property. He's not been at the property.
Maybe when they went and looked for him.
Before that, he was in LA. He was not at the property. There's evidence and videos that prove that he's not in Vermont, too.
How? What are the videos?
Someone sitting in front of different restaurants, and it's all over social media. There was proof that he was in LA.
Could have been taken different times. Could have been taken here. It could be. You're saying it's not. You're saying it's not. But you're telling me that. But you're telling me that there's absolutely no way it could be.
That's not true.
No, I'm asking you. I'm asking you. You're telling me there's absolutely no possible way it could be true.
When he's with Dakota, he's with one of the girls. Yes, absolutely. I mean, with her. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
He's with them. The other one, he was not with that individual at all.
Well, whatever. I don't buy it. Just like that. I don't buy it. I don't care. That was just me.
Release the
Anybody else?
cut. Oh, they did. Never mind.
Anything else, Roberto?
Where'd Danny go?
No idea. It probably popped out for a second. Gaishka, anybody?
I'm good.
No, I don't care about no Ezra Miller.
How did we even get on this topic, yo?
I know.
It was R.Kelly, but then because I said, kind of the same things going on with Ezra Miller. That's why. Regardless, Paul said, I travel a lot. Do I supposed to be where people think I should be? Exactly. Right? I could do a video with someone here right now and say they're not here. And then tomorrow send a picture of them out in New York or somewhere. Man has money. It doesn't necessarily mean that. Maybe he's not. But maybe
him when they have seen him.
Oh, they've seen him, but they can't find him. They've seen him,
not the people that are trying to serve him.
Okay, but people have seen him in certain places, so they know he's there.
I'm not
right?
trying to split hairs and semantics. When there's people that have seen him on those days, proof that they've seen him.
Okay, and then the next day, he's still there or he's gone?
I don't know what the next day.
Exactly my point.
He was not in Vermont when the video was recorded. Because he was in a different.
How do you know he wasn't there when it was recorded, or how do you know he wasn't there when they released it?
The video was recorded on one day. He was spotted in a different place altogether on the same day. What else is there to say, Nzo?
That it can't be set up to look that way?
Okay. Yeah.
It can't?
Yeah. So lots of people just post photos of seeing him in public on a specific date and time, and it's all set up. Got it.
Well, it's possible. The video could have been recorded before, could have been recorded after. Unless there's a timestamp on the video, how do you know when it was recorded? Is there a timestamp on the video?
I mean, yeah.
I'm asking.
You can find timestamps for videos.
No, I'm asking. Is there a timestamp on the video? Is there a timestamp that shows when that video was recorded?
The video was recorded the day that it was released.
Okay. How do you know that? That's what I'm asking.
Right.
How do you know? No. Answer my question. How do you know? How do you know? I'm asking a question. How do you know? No, I'm not saying you're crazy. I'm asking a question. How do you know the video was recorded on that day?
I've gave you the information that I have, and you want to keep doing this. I'm not doing it.
Because you're not answering the question. How do you know the video was recorded on that day?
All right. I'm not like out here capping for Ezra Miller. I don't even want to talk about Ezra Miller.
I'm not saying you are. I asked you a question.
All right.
How do you know the video wasn't done?
Next topic, guys. Next topic. What's going on?
Roberto has spoken.
It is what it is. What's up, guys? Paul saying fires in the chat. Thank you very much. Next topic, well, I guess we move on to it, was with the Kendrick Kendrick Johnson shit.
No, Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar.
No, not Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Danny is back in the house. You all right, Danny?
Danny heard we're on the next topic, so he came back.
No, I hit the power button on my power strip. Damn,
I hear you. I almost hit the power button too.
See, that's why I'm leaving. I'm done. I'm leaving. I'm not doing
What?
this. I'm out. Bye.
What happened,
What?
Ashley?
No,
Yeah,
I'm
what?
not in the mood to like
You're
do
mad?
trolls in the chat and silly things like that. I'm not doing it.
What happened?
With what? With what in the
So,
chat? What,
you know,
this?
I'm not speaking like I know. I'm speaking from the things and the people that I have talked to.
Oh, don't let that bother
So
you.
don't do
It's a
it.
chat. So you're
No,
gonna give
don't
mad
let that
someone
bother
in the chat?
Don't let that bother you, Ashley.
Come on now.
Ain't no
Hey,
thing.
y'all in the chat better behave. You don't want me to start going off.
Ain't no thing like chicken wings with blue cheese.
People have their opinions. People told me I was wrong in the chat. So what? Who cares what they say?
What?
But,
About what?
you know,
I
you're
mean,
not
they
gonna
have
call me
their right to their
crazy.
opinions.
You're not.
No
gonna
one
call
called
me
you
crazy.
crazy.
You did. That same guy called me crazy. Called
When?
me crazy, and then she's speaking like she knows. LOL.
Oh, he did say that lady's crazy. Okay, I didn't see that. Yeah, there'll be no disrespecting in the chat, bro.
Respect women, Gus.
Yeah, no, I didn't see the crazy part.
Respect our widow.
I didn't see the crazy part.
Or I'll show up at your door with some papers.
Yeah, there'll be no disrespect in the chat. That's all. You know what I mean? Hey, it is what it is. I don't agree with her. She don't agree with me. But ain't
Agree
no
to
one
disagree.
crazy.
So that's what you call off your chest.
It is what it is, man.
Yeah, I'm
You know
not.
what I mean?
It's like, yeah, I wasn't leaving because of you all, because I wasn't gonna like, you know, like hear like, you know, someone like that.
Man,
It's not
listen, Ashley. I
here
was
on
called
channel
the
coming in.
worst takes on YouTube.
Yeah.
So I don't care.
Yeah, it is what it is. Like I
Let me
said,
say-
I don't
let me
give
say
a
what I'm
fuck if
gonna say.
no.
We're
I
trying,
don't give a
man.
fuck if I don't give a fuck if no one agrees with me what I said about the R.Kelly shit. I think 30 years is too fucking much. I'm not gonna lie about that. I
There's
do.
so many different victims though, Nzo.
And
is the thing.
but and it's
And
not
it's
only
a
gonna be 30 years.
history of abuse.
It's gonna
Let's-
be more
He
than
married.
hold on.
He married
Let's-
Aaliyah.
Let's agree
right?
to disagree on this and go to the
I
next topic.
still think it's too much. But hold on. I'll just say this because it's not just going to be 30 years. He has another trial in Chicago, which is probably going to add even more to that. But
Yeah,
all of
He'll
this,
probably do it concurrent.
He's either going to be ancient or he's going to die in prison. One of the two.
right? You know what I mean? But
Well-
someone can kill George Floyd, one of us, and get out in 22 years, and no telling if he's going to get.
Oh,
parole.
I agree. I mean, I agree with you that there's a discrepancy in the sentencings here. I mean, like, you know, he should be in prison for life. You know, but also
Derek Chauvin.
Yeah, yes, absolutely. I agree with that point that you're making.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That was basically my whole point, was that I think that the sentencing, if you're going to give him 30 years for what he did, right, but you're going to give someone 22 years for killing someone on video.
I mean, you also got to remember,
They're
bro.
different
Like,
levels,
these are different places. They're not the same. Not the same
Well, you
counties
see,
and
that's
states and stuff.
You see, that's the thing about America, right? Everything is different and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Different counties have different laws. I get all of that, right? I get all of that. But I think there should be one, like, regardless of whether the county, you still murdered someone. You should be in jail for the rest of your life.
But there's a limit to some, because sometimes we classify it as involuntary and all this kind of stuff. Because in order for it to be murder, he has to have malice and forethought. They can't prove that, so they're going to go to the next best thing. Mm-hmm. And then there are certain rules, certain years, sentencing years that you get. So the judge is really the one that holds it all, because he can be kind of lenient and go with the minimum. I guarantee you they say, well, this officer was decorated, blah, 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 whatever that stuff they use to try and lessen the blow.
You got to remember, like Danny said, like with Chauvin, they went with charges that they knew they could get a conviction.
I get it. I 100%. I get it. But is that the right thing, though? You know what I mean? I know you want to get the conviction or whatever, but it's the man still murdered somebody. Danny said you have to show malice or whatever. To me, it looked like he knew what he was doing.
I mean,
it looked like different degrees of murder. Like there's first degree,
second
degree.
I know. I know.
And it's like with murder, first degree murder, you have to show what intent and
you gotta prove that he woke up this morning and said, "I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna kill this guy."
There's no way we can prove that.
That's right. I know.
And if they would have,
especially in his case.
Yeah, I mean,
what we do right now, guys, I'm gonna go kill my mattress because I'm dead tired.
All right, guys.
Thank you for having me, bud. I wish I could stick on to the end.
It's okay. Have a good one, bro.
care, guys.
And they gave him a sentence that they think that wouldn't have America all fucked up. Because they'd give him something lenient, less than 20, it would have been all kind of riot going on in Boston.
Do you think he's gonna do 20 years though?
Yeah, he has to.
Oh yeah.
Because the federal,
there's no parole.
If it's federal charges, you get day for day. If it's state charges, then sometimes they do 2 for 1 or good behavior, or he go on parole board and that kind of stuff.
So with federal, there's no parole.
Most of the time, for federal, you serve day for day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless
so there's no 1/3 or anything like that.
Nope.
Okay, because here it's like, what is it, Roberto? 1/3 of your time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do 1/3 of your time. Right.
Here, sometimes we do 2 for 1. Like you get sentenced for 30 days. Then if you serve 15, then because the prisons are overcrowded.
Okay.
He could. It says he could be out in 15 years.
That's what I'm saying. I know there's something about parole.
If it's federal, it's day for day. But if it's not, then you need to serve 85%.
Yeah, he's got the 2/3 rule. They said.
Okay, so he has the 2/3 rule. So he's saying in 15 years he could be out.
He could be eligible for release. For parole. Yep. But I know he had the federal charges, and I don't remember what happened with that.
Okay.
They might have been concurrent. If you want to be nasty, then you do consecutive. If you want to show a little bit of mercy, you do concurrent.
I'm just saying, to me, I think the law system is really kind of fucked up. You know what I mean? That's it. You know what I mean? Like,
of course,
I've never sat here and I may have made like you guys think that I'm okay with what he did, and I'm not, right? I'm not okay with what he did, but I see certain discrepancies, I see certain things, and I'm just like, that it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
I understand what you're saying, Nzo, because there's an officer here where I work at. His mother was abused in the relationship. So whenever there's a domestic call and he goes there, 9 times out of 10, that man is going to get arrested. The woman just say blah, 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 blah. But then this what happened to me under my old boss. When I was a domestic violence investigator, he was like, he called me in his office. Danny, Tanya said that Billy beat her up. I say, sir, I don't have any proof. Well, I don't think she lied. And why would she lie about that? I say, Sheriff, I don't have any proof. I got to have physical evidence. I got to have a witness, anything like that, any kind of marks, anything on there. I just can't take her word because she could be lying. Well, I want you to lock her up. I said, okay, Sheriff, but let me ask you this question. If your wife call and say that you beat her up and there's not a shred of evidence, and you want me to lock you up too, sir? You pause for about 5 minutes. You say, go ahead and do your job, Danny. Go ahead and do the investigation like you want to. So you got to have evidence. And that stuff like that, you got to have evidence. You got to have a credible witness. If you don't have that, then you are playing with your career by locking that person up.
Right. I feel you. I mean, like I said, man, it is what it is. Mine ain't gonna get out. It's done. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, I just thought personally, like, I think kind of too much for 30 years. But that was my opinion. I mean, if you're gonna give him 30 years, then I think Chauvin should get life. You know what I mean? I think certain situations, whatever happens, but that is what it is. But we're gonna get into the next topic, the juicy topic, because this shit freaked me the fuck out when I seen it. I know Ashley watched the documentary. LB watched an hour of it. Roberto didn't watch it. I didn't tell Danny to watch it, which I should have. But Kendrick Johnson. Now, first off, have any of you heard about this case before the documentary?
Yes.
Nope. Okay. I think I'm gonna have to cut my camera off on this because I think it's probably gonna get hot.
Yeah, no problem, Danny.
Okay, that be a joke.
Okay. Yeah, there's no cop bashing. It's just FBI shit. Ashley, what about you? Did you know about this stuff before I sent you the documentary?
No, I thought at first that I was just not remembering it, but I read an article, and unless it's just completely escaping my brain, I didn't know anything about it.
Okay.
I think so much stuff goes on, we can get tone deaf to this, a lot of this stuff.
Yeah. Some of it you just forget it, and it's sad. It really is.
And I think what happened, was other stuff happened too, like Breonna Taylor, all that stuff happened after that took away from this case. But I do remember hearing about this case when it came out. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. But nothing else, nothing else. And then I was at a barbecue at my sister's house, and she was talking about, oh, you see the documentary Finding Kevin Johnson? I was like, no. And I was like, she's telling me it was the dude that got caught in the school mat. So I remember that. She said, watch it. So I watched it, and I could not believe the things that I seen. All right. So I have a little video. Well, I have the video here of some stuff that I'll put on. But supposedly, what basically happened is, let me see if I can find where they show everybody what happened. And I got to be careful too, because okay, so let me start from here, because this is the one thing they said when they found him in the mat, that he got in there himself, right? So I'm gonna show this part real quick, because they explained to you how it is almost impossible for him to have actually got into it by himself. So let me bring this up here. I think I'm at the right spot, and we'll play.
These distraught family members are now asking the community for prayers and support.
Everything was different.
In what way?
We usually post up like right in front of E-Wing, where all the kids would be there in between classes. We'll post up there normally. Okay, so after KJ passed away,
here it is.
We started.
It's 6 p.m. on January.
And then they send officers to your spots.
Yeah, they start doing a lot of crazy stuff, man.
So they're gonna
Let's do a quick breakdown of the early key facts. Kendrick was found upside down, rolled in a gym mat around 10:30 a.m. on January 11th. He went missing the day before at approximately 1:20 p.m. on video cameras in this gym. Kendrick is 5'10", and the gym mat he supposedly went into head first is 6 feet tall. Kendrick's shoulders measured 19 inches, and according to the police's own incident report, the opening of the mat measured 14 inches. But the sheriff's office is somehow saying he fit his body into the mat and got stuck while trying to retrieve a shoe at the bottom of the mat.
So I found it funny, right? I'm like, but his shoe, come to find out that for some reason when they have their gym class, right, and they take off their shoes, they actually lift up the mat and they put their shoes under that mat. Don't ask me why they do that. It makes no sense to me, but supposedly that's what they did. And now it's like he went in through the top underneath to get his mat, and that's how they found him, right? And I was just like, yo, that don't make no sense, right? It, like, you listen to the video and it's like, that don't make no sense. And then we come to find out what happens later on when they talk about in the documentary is he had a fight on the bus with a dude's last name was Bell, right? So what happened was on the bus, they were on the basketball team together, and the dude actually grabbed his dreads and pulled his head down, right? And he had to fight to get up. So they got up, they had a fight, and Kendrick kind of got the better of him. So before that day, the Bell guy used to walk by them, say, hey, what's up, whatever. But that after that, he stopped doing that. He stopped saying hi to them, right? So he was a person of interest. The problem with it was his father is an FBI agent. So what happens is now, supposedly they show a clip in the video where Kendrick goes to his father and it's like, hey, like Bell's father came to me and said, we got to fight again because it wasn't a fair fight, right? Told him we got to come to his house and everything like that. When the coroners first came into the school, they went in there and right away they were like, oh, no, it's an accident. It was this and that. They disregarded the bruises that he had on his body, right? They disregarded finding blood on the wall of the school. They found blood on the wall and they said it was someone else's blood. Then there was a shoe that they found with, it looked like blood on it, right? But they said it had nothing to do with the case. So they dismissed that too. So there was a lot of evidence that they dismissed in this case, and it all seems to stem back to the fact that this guy's father was an FBI agent. What are you saying, Ash? You got anything to say about it?
I'm sorry. I was grabbing my water.
It's okay. Got anything to say about it? You remember?
I remember like watching this and thinking, just like that part that you played, I was like, and finding out like the backstory about how they kind of were friends, and then there was a situation with the young girl, and the other boy got upset. Apparently, was it his girlfriend or a girl he liked? Okay, that part I can't remember. And then, Kendrick had, fooled around with the girl, and then they got into a fight. And then just them explaining, like, it doesn't make sense. Why would you push your body through a mat that is wrapped up, right?
Exactly.
Even if your shoe somehow was in it or on the other side of it, that makes no sense. To get your shoe in, like, young teenagers sometimes don't think like the best, but first of all you would need to do is unroll the mat, right? To get his shoe back. And even if he didn't want to roll it back up, he could just leave the mat unrolled and it wouldn't be that big of a deal. Secondly, it doesn't even physically seem possible based off how tall he was, the length of his body, for him to even be able to fit through such a small opening. And then you find out more things about the bruising and the scarring and things like that he had on his body, which also doesn't line up with if you're just suffocated. Yeah, if you can have specific bruising from suffocation, but not to the point where it looks like you've been completely beat,
right,
like he was. And then there's other stuff, I won't get into that, but to me, it just, from jump, it seemed like, here's this young boy who also said that he hadn't seen him that day, which was also another thing that was a lie, right? And it's funny because no one was able to find this information, but people making a documentary found it pretty quick. And if there was no ties with the family, the person who's, the prime suspect here, who they think did this, being involved with the FBI, would this have gone differently?
Absolutely.
I
want to show what I think is, to me, at least some of the most damaging information on this.
That's why I didn't go there, because I know where you're going.
That's coming first, but this part first too. This part here, where they checked the school video. So everything in the school, right, is being recorded. They have video cameras in that school, right?
Record that I've been provided.
But there was like seconds missing from the tape. And that really sort of got me thinking, like, hold on for a minute. Am I the only one that noticed this? And I was just disturbed on, why is there seconds missing?
There are 4 cameras in the gym that records motion from when the lights turn on in the morning until when the lights are turned off at night, except for the area of interest.
The moments before Kendrick Johnson enters the gym. Look at what happens to the recordings from these 4 cameras in the gym. The time is recorded with the video. The first camera captures images from the start of the day until 12:04 p.m. Then nothing. It picks up again at 1:09 p.m. There's consistent surveillance from the second camera until 11:05 a.m. Then it stops and picks up again more than 2 hours later at 1:15 p.m. The third camera also drops at 11:05 a.m. It picks up again at 1:16 p.m. And from the final camera, there's surveillance until 12:04 p.m., no recording for more than an hour, then it picks up again at 1:09 p.m. Here's why Fredericks would have expected the motion-activated system to record during that time. During that hour and 5 minutes, several students are seen walking into and out of the old gym from the surveillance camera just outside the gym door. We count 7 male students, and 3 of them walk into the gym within 3 minutes prior to Kendrick Johnson walking in. When surveillance in the gym resumes at 1:09, we see just these few frames of Kendrick Johnson running in the gym. Here's that moment from all of the cameras in the gym, although there's a record from only 2, and the camera just outside the door. Notice, the hall camera timestamp appears to be 10 minutes behind, and there's no confirmation either time matches the exact time of day. It is the last time his image is captured on video.
We got people in the gym playing basketball.
So
That's shit.
That right. And what happened was supposedly, I think it's earlier, where they talk about the FBI coming in there and confiscating all the videos before anybody else had a chance to look at it. And then when they do get a chance to look at it, there's parts missing from the video. Like, that shit to me is absolutely unbelievable. Then we get to the part where Ashley was talking about, right? So we end up finding out, like I said, it's the bellboy, right? One of the bellboys had a lot to do with it. First, let me go to this one because I think here we go. This is his interview. So this is one of the boys that did it, right? So we get this interview here. Let me just bring up my screen real quick. I know they're gonna fucking claim this video, but it's okay. It's on KS Central, so we're good. Hold on, let's see. Where is it? Here we go. All right, here we go. So now this is an interview with one of the persons of interest
at Lowndes High School in 2013.
I was just really shocked.
I broke down and cried.
I really had no reason in my head why they would be here.
It just keeps on getting worse.
Documents provided by the Bell's legal team indicate property seized with the search warrant included smartphones, thumb drives, laptops, discs, and the like.
Deals with obstructing investigations, destroying evidence,
so
tampering.
The FBI ended up going to their house.
On your face. Okay. Our viewers can read your expression. Did you have anything to do with the death of Kendrick Johnson?
No. He's like one of my good friends.
So he says no,
even at the
right?
time of his death.
Even at the time of his death.
And I want everybody to know the truth. And I mean, they can ridicule me and they can say whatever they want, but in the end, the truth will prevail. And everybody will find that me and my brother have been innocent and always will be innocent.
But both Bells maintain they have rock-solid alibi.
Did you see Kendrick Johnson?
No, sir, not at any point during that day.
Where were you?
I was in class. I was in class. First block, second block, third block, and fourth block.
Close to the gym?
No.
Did you see Kendrick that day?
No.
Right. So he said he didn't see Kendrick that day.
Is correct.
Now we get to
Your child was murdered, blew us away. Then we were able to find the unredacted FBI report, and what we discovered blew us away. Over and over again was about this missing FBI report regarding the security tape hard drive and the blacked out footage. So we looked into finding that report to see if we could locate it, and we did. However, the report was heavily redacted. But then we were able to find the unredacted FBI report, and what we discovered blew us away. You see, in the redacted report, you can barely see any of the video frames. Most of the frames are blacked out, and the ones with KJ are barely recognizable. In the unredacted report, we were able to see all the video frames in full color. The report follows KJ, Brian, and Brandon's movement throughout the school for the entire day and records where they were. Not only is this further video evidence that the Bell Boys were on campus when KJ went missing, we found something that the FBI clearly didn't want us to see. Let us put them side by side so you can see what we found. Here they are. Can you see something a little odd? Look closely. There appears to be a frame on both pages that matches. How could this be? What tipped us off is KJ's yellow folder. We were going through Brian's movements and all of a sudden, KJ's folder appeared on screen. That's right. There's a frame on KJ's side and Brian's side that is identical. The boys are standing seemingly right next to each other in the hallway.
Did you see Kendrick that day?
No.
So he lied about seeing Kendrick that day when he was right fucking beside him. Does that kind of...
I'm not giving him any of the benefit of the doubt, but I just know how I am, and I don't pay attention to anybody that's around me when I'm walking. So it's possible, but I'm not giving him the benefit of the doubt.
No, I feel you, right? So there was another thing that I also wanted to say, because you said you didn't want to give him the benefit of the doubt, right? But there was also this email that came through, and I'm gonna try and find the email part. What are your thoughts so far? Anybody? Roberto?
I'd like to know the outcome of this documentary.
The outcome is, do you want me to spoil it?
Yeah, go ahead. Tell
them. No, I mean, I had ample time to watch it, and I didn't. So
okay,
I deserve to get spoiled.
The outcome is nothing. Nothing has happened.
It's still unsolved.
No convictions, no arrests. They've investigated a few times and nothing.
And I'll explain to you why. Because what they did is they ended up taking the case and bringing it to another state, right? And they explain it in the documentary why they did that or whatever, which to them didn't make no sense. But I'll show that too. But I want to bring up this.
They probably did change the venue because they believe that the jury in that particular state was tampered.
Okay,
it's a question.
So you believe
for more.
Oh, go ahead, Danny.
If you believe that you're not going to get a fair trial there because publicity and whatever, and you can tamper the jury pool, then you can go to another state where it may not be as prevalent. And it's called change of venue, and that way the defense attorney is arguing that he get a more fair trial because the jury selection isn't tainted because it may not be as familiar with it as it is the person that the jury that's actually there in that town.
Gotcha. All right, so here's this.
More than a year now. And this week, that question may have an answer. WJCL learned deputies in Lowndes County received an anonymous email. Because those mentioned in the email are minors, their names have been changed to Jane and Joe. Here's what the email says. My best friend was at a party Saturday night with Jane, and she was upset about something that Joe had said to her. She said that about a little over a year ago, she had sexual intercourse with Kendrick Johnson while she was dating Joe. Joe found out and threatened KJ. KJ told Joe to meet him in the old gym at the 3rd block and he would have his knife ready. Joe and Joe's friend met KJ and killed him. Joe has also been heard admitting to killing KJ more than once over the phone. His brother also got drunk at a party on the 4th of July and told many people that Joe killed KJ and that Joe's brother was tired of keeping it a secret. And my sources told me one of the boys in the email is the son of an FBI agent. His father originally told him not to talk to investigators, but is now forced to talk because of the subpoena.
There's been several people that has come forth with the truth, but then you got them going to jail, being locked up, being silenced if you say anything, being threatened.
A supposed lead in the Kendrick Johnson investigation has fizzled.
We identified the source of the email yesterday. We went and interviewed that person last night. And what we found was they admitted they had sent the email, but they did it out of a genuine interest in the case. That this is information they had heard, nothing firsthand, all rumors and speculation.
So they get an email that says that, but then they talk to the person. They're like, oh, well, speculation. What do you think? What do you think happened there?
Cover up.
Mm-hmm. That's what it is, right? And that's why I put white privilege at its finest at its title, because this is a clear case of that. You have a white dude who supposedly, and I'll say supposedly because we have really no evidence or no proof, right? So I'm not gonna say anything. I personally think they did it, but supposedly killed a black man who has a father as an FBI agent who went in there and covered up everything.
And Just to add some context, Valdosta, Georgia is in South Georgia by the Florida border. I'm like 3 hours away from it. That is practically, if you're black, you're in one of those areas. You need to watch your back and don't go over the speed limit. Be careful, all that stuff. Like a lot of those people over there will call you boy, want you to yes sir, no sir them, no matter what. You could be older than them, they want you to do that. So yeah, just a little context about Valdosta, Georgia.
Yeah, Paul, it's Valdosta. That's right. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's what they actually say in the video too. That it's like really racist. For some reason, I had Kentucky in my mind because when I was watching it, I thought I heard Kentucky. Yeah, Georgia. I know. But I remember I was telling Ashley, I was like, "Oh, it was in Kentucky." I said, "No, it's not in Kentucky. That's Georgia." Is it close to Kentucky though? Is Valdosta close to Kentucky?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Roberto, what are your thoughts so far?
It's the southern part of Georgia, close to Florida.
Southern part of Georgia? Okay.
I don't understand it, yo. Why would you want to live there?
Well,
if you're feeling racism constant in an area you're living in, why would you want to stay there?
Because maybe the only home you know.
Yeah. I mean, shoot.
I'm sorry.
I know people that never left their zip code. It's just that's home.
But that's by choice, right? So you can't really. I mean, they say if there's a will, there's a way. If you really want to get out, you could get out.
I think it's a mindset too, Roberto, because my uncle, who's died now, we live in a small town called Lake City, and he was perfectly happy staying there and never leaving, never going anywhere.
Yeah.
It's just, I guess you get comfortable, but me, I was ready to go. I can get up out of here, and I want to travel. But he never traveled. He never went out of state no more than in the capacity of his job. He was a truck driver, Georgia, North Carolina, like that. But like go to different states and go out and eat and that kind of stuff, he never did it.
But did he experience hardcore racism?
Yeah, he grew up because he grew up in the 50s and 60s.
Yeah, I know. Like, I mean, back then it was tough and everything, but I'm talking like now. Does he go to the corner store and people still refer to him?
You know what I'm saying?
My condolences, but I mean, prior to his death, were they calling him boy?
I don't think now they weren't, but he grew up like I grew up. I remember the Ku Klux Klan driving down Main Street of the town I lived in. I can remember that. I can remember me calling boy and in and that kind of stuff. And like I told Alonzo, I don't know if I told you, nobody would marry me and my wife. No black or white preacher would do it. That's 25 years ago. 26 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, this wasn't in Valdosta. It was in actually Macon, Georgia, which is I think is about
Macon
3 hours, 3 hours north of Valdosta. It's a little south of Atlanta.
Yeah.
I pulled over to get gas at the gas station. The guy in the gas station, he was looking at me like, "What are you doing here?" Like he essentially told me to get his gas and get out of here. Like I was not welcome in his gas station because I was black.
When was this?
In Macon, Georgia. This
was
was
saying, how long ago was this?
This was less than 10 years ago. This might have been 2014, 15.
Jeez. Well, I can tell you, man, when I grew up, you know, like the small bottles of Coca-Cola?
Yeah.
Blacks could not get those.
Yeah.
They would not sell them to you.
Yeah, man. It goes down here in some of these places in the South.
It's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, when I try to tell people about these things, they don't want to hear it. No, it don't go on like that. Oh yeah, it does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sometimes, boy, if be quick to check you or say it kind of slick out the mouth, you be like, "What? What did you just say?"
Mm-hmm.
And you know, in certain situations, man, you got to eat it, or you gonna get the short end of the stick.
Hey, yeah, man. Danny, you better move to a blue state, bro. They about to overrule interracial marriage, bro.
Yeah, I
Virginia
wish they try that.
Love.
I wish they try that.
That's what it was. Virginia versus Love or something.
Okay,
it's coming, bro.
I'm gonna be get me a fat paycheck.
What are your thoughts, Ashley? Sorry, go ahead, Obi.
I was gonna say Supreme Court's the law of the land, bro. It's coming.
You give a shit about that.
Ash, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. Any more thoughts?
I just feel that it's upsetting that there's no justice in this case for this young man. He lost his life. It obviously was not an accident. We know just when they exhumed him 3 times, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. 3 times.
And there was newspaper stuffed in his body.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
I thought you were going to show that clip.
Yeah, I forgot.
That alone just lets you know that something's not right.
So what happened was, Roberto, because they were saying he suffocated, right? So when they first did the autopsy, they took out all those organs. And what they say is that usually they do that. It's normal to take out the organs. They put them in a plastic bag, put them back in the body. When they exhumed his body the first time, they cut him open and there were no organs in there. It was paper.
That's a come up on a deep level there, man, because you're getting the pathologists and the autopsy people all involved in that. That FBI must be very high ranking. That's a lot of favors.
Yes, absolutely, 100%. The coroner that did the second autopsy was like, I ain't never seen anything like that in my life.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can find it.
The,
go ahead, Ashley. Finish what you're saying. I'll be sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say the DOJ, they investigated it. I think 2015. They found nothing. Then they I don't remember who exactly investigated it. It was either last year or the year before. They found nothing. So like, yeah, man, this has been investigated multiple times and nothing. And it's like, bro, how can you tell me that this boy went into this mat like the way you all describe it as, and comes out looking like the way he is? Like, man, no, man, there's more to this.
Mm-hmm.
Straight
absolutely. The father also, at one point, he did like a video. Hold on, let me see if I can find it here. He did a video, and he was showing right here. Okay, here it is.
Based on everything I've seen so far, it's no doubt a cover-up, man. Fuck. Come on.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So the father posted this picture
himself, wondering how anyone could squeeze into a gym mat. Supporters from around the world writing, I smell a cover-up, and this case makes no sense.
I've never met anybody as strong as she is.
It's crazy, right? So then, if I can find the autopsy, I think it's here. Where they're talking about
you can see the fluid in the lungs. When you look at the weights of the lungs, which are normally around
it's a little after that.
Little after, right?
Right there.
Yeah. Right there.
It's just unexplainable to stand there and watch, your child coming back out of the ground again.
Well, we opened the body in this particular case. The organs were not there. The body had basically paper had been stuffed into the cavity to fill it up. And so the organs actually were not in the body at all.
Every organ from the top of Kendrick's head to his pelvis, gone.
When I found out the organs were missing, I was like, how is that possible? Because I've sat through many of autopsies and the organs are taken out, examined, and they're placed in a bag. Everything you take out, you put inside of a bag. Then once it's back inside of the bag, the body is sewed up. So everything is put back inside the victim.
Have you ever opened a body in 40 years and had that happen to you?
It was unexpected for a medical examiner case.
President of the National Association of Medical Examiners, who told CNN he's never heard of this practice.
You see cuts there by his nails.
Yeah, I see those
you're
cuts
circling
right there.
You see these cuts. This goes in line with the family's theory that there was a fight.
This is indicative of something that...
So, you know what I mean? Like, you look at this case.
For sure.
What's that?
Now I'm going to watch this shit for sure.
Yeah, you gotta watch it, Roberto. You gotta watch it, man. Because I was sitting there and I was watching this thing, and I was like, "Yo, this is unbelievable." And that's why I say, like, they even say in the video, like, it's like toward the end, like, if it was one of the Bell's boy that was killed, would this be an issue? Would any of this happen?
Right, that would have been served within 24 hours. So, I mean, solved within 24 hours.
Absolutely, 100%. But because it's one of us, you know what I mean? They cover it up. And like I said, the fact that he could get away with it was unbelievable. And like Danny said, you got to be high up in the FBI to get away with stuff like that.
I don't think
Yeah.
necessarily if it was one of us. I think if a white student would have done that, a white person, I think the daddy still would have covered up too because he don't want his sons to go to jail. So I ain't gonna necessarily say based on that alone. I just think if the FBI, if he is guilty of what he's being accused of, I don't think the race of the person that was killed would matter. I think he would do it for anybody to save his sons.
I think he would have still tried to cover up, but I think everyone who's not directly involved with him would have investigated this a little bit harder.
That may be true.
Yeah, that could be a possibility as well, right? I agree with Danny. I think that it didn't matter the color of the person that died; he would have still tried to cover it up.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Would everybody else have went along with it? That would have been the question. You know what I mean? Go ahead, Ashley. You're saying?
I was going to say, I'm disagreeing with what you're saying. Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I think that there still would have been some type of like covering up, trying to get my kid out of this. But how would the local police and the state police react? Possibly differently, you know?
That's the question, right? So I think it's here where they show like all the places that it went through.
He was telling people about what
Hi,
happened
Mike.
to Kendrick, and they found out and they got him in there and kept him for some.
Hold on.
They had heard nothing.
I think it's right here.
In this case, you have Lowndes County High School, the superintendent's office, the GBI, the FBI, and the DOJ.
The cover-up started with one of their own GBI agents and his children, and when they found out it was him, the cover-up started there, and then it trickled on down to the medical examiner, then on over to the funeral home. All that it was just all this going on, and I'm like, but y'all will go through all this just to cover for these children. I think lots of people know, just covering it up. They work together.
But Stroud was the main one that we were talking to. And so he would just keep coming and give us like different little lies. And every time he would come back with a story, we would come back and tell him, that's not so.
Then, in November 2015, the U.S. attorney in charge of this case, Michael Moore, suddenly resigned. This was astonishing because this was the attorney who put the Bell Boys as the target of the investigation.
Michael Moore, I don't know. I know he ran scared. Like, these people here scared him out of his job. I know that. Because how do you come out and say you're going to take this case and look at it at every angle, but as soon as it get hot, as soon as you getting threats, you go run and take cover.
When Michael Moore, his cases went to his successor, except Kendrick. For some reason, KJ's case was moved from Georgia to Ohio.
Going to Ohio with this case was like mind-boggling to me. There had to have been discussions in Washington as to how you're going to have a change of venue from one state to another state.
I think that your prosecutor is really the gatekeeper for the court system and for the justice system. And if you're not willing to keep the gate, then that means nothing.
How the U.S. attorney for the Middle District of Georgia all of a sudden just abruptly quit his position and joined a law firm in Atlanta.
At Pope McGlamry, we represent people who find and report the waste, fraud, and abuse of taxpayer money. We handle these cases, sometimes called whistleblower or false claims cases, for all kinds of individuals.
I mean, why?
Why?
Yeah, why? The question is why? You have to ask the question, why all of these whys?
We got to the point where we really thought either we were going to make an arrest of him or he may have been getting indicted. But for us to get a notification that we were no longer going back to Georgia, I was like, huh? That's impossible. No, you're not going back. You have work to do in D.C. I'm like, what work?
A very disappointing day for the parents of Kendrick Johnson, 3.5 years after the 17-year-old was found dead in his high school gym. Kendrick Johnson's parents,
So that's what happens.
Hello?
They moved the case. Yeah, go ahead, Danny.
I'm sorry, I got a work call.
Yeah, go ahead. Just mute. Yeah, so they moved the case to Georgia. The guy that they showed, he was actually in the beginning of the video, like they said, he was like all for it. We're gonna find out what happened with this case. We're gonna do a thorough investigation, and then he resigns. That FBI guy, that Bell's father guy, has some sort of power, like real power, and because of that, we get a cover up. It's crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy, man. So, any final thoughts? Because a little bit after 12, we can close it up real quick. So, any final thoughts on the matter, Roberto?
No.
Told you to watch it.
I'm gonna watch it. No doubt, I'm gonna watch it because I mean,
yeah. Go ahead.
I know the outcome more or less, but it's still twisted.
You get a lot more information when you watch it, right? And you watch it straight through, and you're just like, "Yo, this is unbelievable shit." Like this is, and again, would it have been the same case if it was the same thing happening if it was a white person that died? You know what I mean? I don't think so.
Nope.
It's not right.
I don't think so at all. Ashley, what are you thinking?
this is horrible. This young man lost his life, and then justice wasn't served. Like you said, white privilege at its finest. You know, here's another young man, another person who killed someone, more than likely, and he's continued on with his life. Why this young man's life stopped at, how was he, 16?
17.
17 years old. Over 17. A high school relationship, you got that mad, it probably would have ended 2 months down the road anyway.
Are we sure this is just privilege or white privilege?
White privilege. I said
white privilege.
I think maybe it's just privilege.
I'm not really disagreeing with you. I'm just saying that I believe it could have been any color person.
I agree.
That guy would have done what he did.
Oh yeah, him. I'm talking about the fact that he got off though,
and that everybody was able to cover it up, right? Do you think that there would have been?
I think Mads makes a good point in the chat, and the more I think about it, I think that may be what it is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think this is white privilege. I think this is he's a has not. I mean, he's a has, and the other people are has nots, and he took advantage of that.
Yeah,
and he just so happened to be black.
You know, I agree with you. I agree with you, Donnie, but I'm saying, like, with the extent of so far what we've seen in the video, with the extent of corruption that we see in it, would it have went that far if he was white, though? That's the question I have.
I don't know, bro.
You know what I mean? Like, I get you. I believe you. I agree with you guys 100%. I believe no matter what color the dude was, that father was covering up for his kids regardless. Hands down, I believe that. I think the white privilege comes in where every part of the government that invested this case said nothing happened. I think that's where the white privilege comes in.
Not only that, like,
because you don't know whether or not the cogs in the wheel, so to speak, were all white. There could have been some black government people in there as well too.
Well, yeah. I would say if you got to watch the documentary, because like that you could see the treatment of how they treated the parents throughout the documentary, like dismissing them, you know, mistreating them, and like every excuse in the world throughout the investigations and stuff. And I mean, yeah, bro, I think you'd have a different perspective on it if you watched it.
Yeah, I do too. All right. And that's why I said, like I said, I agree with you 100%, regardless of whether the person was white, black, or Asian, the father would have covered it up. I just don't think that the corruption would have went so high up. I think someone would have been like, nah, we can't do this. You know what I mean? But I feel because it's a black person. And you said maybe there's some black people that said it. Yeah, it's possible. It's possible that there was someone in that government that was a black, but I would kind of say whitewash black then.
I mean, this is Georgia. Like, from what I know about the state government in Georgia, it ain't too many black folk there, and especially back then. And not only that, I mean, we all know we got black folk out there that ain't really down. So
You should never be nervous to type anything, man. We ain't gonna come at you because of your opinion. Go ahead, Donnie. You were saying?
I was saying just. I don't want to try to sound like I'm like pro police and stuff, but I'm just saying in all situations I try to play the devil's advocate. And if if everybody involved in this cover up was white, then I would agree 1,000%. But without knowing that, we can't say 100% that it was white privilege. I agree with what Matt said. This is governmental privilege. This is a have, and he took advantage and he called in favors and took advantage of the have-nots. I definitely think it's wrong, like you said, but I don't know if I can co-sign completely that it was white privilege. That's all I'm saying.
Well, and I get you, and I can see your point too. I can completely understand your point, but I'm on more like the side like a LB. Like even if there was a black person that did it, it could be him trying to protect his career because he knew that. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like yeah, but at the end of the day, he's correcting his career because of the white people gonna say, you know, you can't do that, right? So at the end of the day, I believe that it definitely is 100% a case of white privilege. I believe that, but that's just my opinion.
I got you.
Ash. All right, LB.
What was that? I'm sorry. No, my youngest kid, he's here and he was talking to me.
Yeah, no problem. I was just saying that your final thoughts or whatever.
Oh, I thought
because I believe it's white privilege. Me personally,
I believe that I'm kind of lean towards what Mads and Danny are saying, because I feel that if it would have been any child whose family member would have been in the FBI, I could see this happening. But I think that the state police and they might have been a little bit more involved if it was a young white man. So it's like, for me, it's hard for me to just say it's white privilege, because I think that where he's a government agent, that helps him a lot in this case.
I can tell you this from the law enforcement side of things. Let's say, for instance, me and Nzo are officers, me and Roberto are officers, and his son does something. In most law books, there's a more severe penalty and a lesser penalty for a crime. I wouldn't do the cover up like this officer appears to be doing, but officers look out for the officer as far as now whether or not this guy knew dirt on some people and stuff and blackmail, that might be something. But if this just says no blackmail and your son did burglary or something, we may try and be creative and get a lesser charge of burglary or do some creative stuff so it won't be as severe. But all this covering up and doctoring video footage, no, not going that far. But I know that officers tend to look out for officers.
I mean,
within the parameters of what they can do.
We can also look at it like this: white FBI guy, privileged to the point where he thinks he can cover something up and get away with it.
That's what I think happened. That's my whole argument. I think he probably is one of these people that think he's untouchable. He's probably high ranking, and his sons is not going to go to jail over a N. I could hear or see him saying that.
So let's switch it around. Let's say it was the black kid, right, and his father was the black FBI agent. You think it would have went this far too?
Nope.
Probably not. 'Cause I don't know. It would depend on how evil comes in all colors, man. All colors.
Facts.
I'm gonna put it like this.
It depends on how powerful the individual is. He could have been one of these people that think that he's because some people think when they got power that they're above reproach. So it all depends on. I would love to see this daddy's personality.
I'm gonna put it like this: in the deep south of Georgia, if Kendrick was a white kid, and FBI agent was black, and his son was black, these people in Georgia ain't rolling with this cover up for the black person.
I don't think so either. I don't think it goes as far as it does. You know what I mean?
It goes nowhere.
I think maybe he has some friends in Georgia that can help him out, but the minute federal gets involved and that attorney, not attorney, the mayor guy that got involved, I think from there it goes down.
You're trying to say there ain't no powerful black people on the planet.
It ain't going local.
Not saying that.
It's not going local. It ain't going state. It ain't going nowhere. Like those people in Georgia, they ain't having it, bro.
But Danny, okay, so let's say this, Danny. You say there's powerful black people. I agree with you 100%, right? But wouldn't they be considered the acceptable Negro?
Not necessarily. They could. There's to every rule, there's an exception. There could be somebody out there. There is a black person and a black woman or whatever on this planet that is powerful, smart, and get shit done behind the scene. Now is it something that we see every day? No, it's a damn albatross. It's a damn unicorn. But that unicorn fucking exists.
Yes, but that black person that has the power doesn't get nothing done without a white person over them. Because white people have all the power. We know this. They have the most power. That's undeniable.
Yeah, I think they got more power, but I'm just saying there's some out there that we don't know. You remember that true story? This is a true story. It was the guy that played Falcon and Samuel Jackson. I don't know if you saw that movie. And they went to the bank. It was Samuel Jackson and Mackie. They were
okay, yeah.
They got mad about the bank or something. So these suckers secretly bought all the banks in, I think, Louisiana or something. And for years, they were running it. And the white people didn't know until something happened and they got caught. But for years, these suckers went to the bank, they played the system, and they were calling the shots. I'm saying sometimes, it's not often, and I'm not saying that it is. I'm not fool enough to sit here and say that's a lot. But there are some times when you think that this person is calling the shots and it's actually this person.
Let's use a real life example. You saw how they turned on OJ.
Yeah.
Simpson.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just saying, I hear what you're saying, Danny, 100%. But I feel like even if we get like power, I think it's because they let us.
I think we just, you know what I mean? I think we all agree on the same thing. We just seeing one or two facts a little bit differently.
Yeah. Absolutely. Roberto, what you got? Go ahead. Spit your shit before we close up. Spit your shit.
I thought I said my shit already.
Well, you heard more conversation, so what do you think? Danny's saying it's maybe not. Mads actually kind of, I think it is. I think LB think it is. What do you think?
Yeah. Race always seems to play a role lately. It's the new thing. Everything's questioned now, so you never really know the truth. It's just you go with what you think it is, and what I think it is a power situation because there was just too much manipulation for one person without power to do. It was just too much done. The tapes, evidence missing. Once FBI gets involved, that's not petty shit, right?
Mm-hmm. And then they broke down, like, that's why you got to watch documentary, because they break down like the FBI, how it was created, what it was created for, and like documents of the FBI saying they were created just to fuck with black people and shit like that. It's very interesting. Like there's a lot of that shit. They talk about the Emmett Till stuff. They compare it to certain things, and you know, it's interesting. It's very interesting. I definitely want anybody who hasn't seen it
week and see.
Pardon me?
We could do a quiz next week to see if we are all up to speed.
All right.
I know me and Danny didn't see it, right?
So here's a test. Donnie, watch it. Roberto, watch it. Next week, you come on and tell me if you feel any different about it. All right?
Oh, no doubt.
How's that sound?
I'm good.
Netflix?
Amazon Prime.
Okay.
But if you don't have Amazon Prime, just let me know. I'll send you a link where you can watch it.
I got Amazon.
Cool. Roberto, talk to people. Tell them about your channel, sir.
I ain't got no channel. You can catch me here, and you can catch me on Danny when sports are back. You know where to find us. Show some love, respect.
Absolutely, Danny. You sent that clip to the chat with Roberto in there, right?
What?
The Steph Curry crap that I fucking freaked out about.
I thought I did.
Okay.
Yes, I saw it. I laughed. I wanted to see how you'd respond. And you responded just like I thought.
I'm coming to talk some sports with y'all, but y'all keep having me talk about this racial stuff. Like I know a little bit about sports too now.
Okay, all right. I didn't know that.
I know Aaron Rodgers plays for the Chicago Bears.
Really?
Okay. I gotta ask this before I go. I gotta ask Roberto. Roberto, he said replace Tim Duncan with Steph Curry. Did you agree with that?
Danny didn't say that. Who said that?
No, the guy in the video. The guy in the video.
Max
Kellerman. It was Max Kellerman. Yeah. Did you agree
with that?
Yes.
In all honesty, I can't see anybody from the top 10 being removed. It's an argument I had. You know Dwight Walton?
I'm just going to say one thing.
Yeah.
Out of all those great players, there's only one person on the planet.
I could see one. I could see one to be exact.
Undisputed MVP.
Bro, that don't matter though, bruh.
Yes, it do. Because I think Michael Jordan and LeBron is better than him. And none of them, neither one of them got unanimous.
So he's better than Michael Jordan because he got a unanimous MVP?
No. I didn't say that. I just said that Michael Jordan and LeBron are better to me than Steph Curry.
Right.
But if you go on statistic-wise, he's the only person to do that. They broke down 4 or 5 different things where he was in the top 5 on all of them.
You know who you remove? Chamberlain.
That's someone they said.
Oh no, man, 100 points, boy. That's hard to beat.
It's okay. You did it once.
It don't matter. Ain't nobody else
did it once.
Okay,
Who said remove Duncan? Who said remove Duncan?
Max Kellerman.
No, you can't remove Duncan.
He need to stick to boxing, bro.
That's what I'm saying. You can't remove Duncan from a.
You gotta remove Will Chamberlain because Will Chamberlain just scored 100 points once. He has no championship accolades. He has nothing really other than the 100 points. Steph Curry is the greatest shooter of all time.
Man,
that takes over 100 points.
This is a whole other discussion, but like to me, I can't put him in my top 10 because like I don't think he's better than Kevin Durant. I'm not a Kevin Durant fan.
I don't think he's better than Kevin Durant either.
Right. I just can't put him in my top 10. Like,
yeah, I don't think he's better than Kevin Durant either.
Guard that sucker times he calls a half court.
I agree, 100%. He changed the game. I agree with you 100%. I don't think he's better than Kevin Durant. I don't think he's better than LeBron James. I don't think he's better than Tim Duncan. I don't think he's better than Jordan, Magic. You know what I mean?
You don't think he's better than Bird?
No, I don't.
Man, next time y'all talk about this, let me know, bro. Cause we could be here for about 2 straight hours, bro. I got some things to say about Steph Curry, bro.
All right,
and
Roberto,
I don't have a problem with Steph Curry, but I just don't like this. He's top 10 because he won another championship talk.
I don't either. Roberto, you think he's better than Larry Bird?
He's a better shooter, not a better all-round player.
Man, you go watch them stories. Larry Bird said, "Hey, I'm gonna score 41 tonight. I feel like 41 tonight." Dude was like, end of the game, he had 41 points, 7 rebounds, 8 assists. You know what I mean? They said Larry Bird was known for telling you what he was going to do, and then went out there and did it.
Imagine you're playing D on a guy. He's 20 feet away from you, 30 feet away from the rim. He shoots and runs away before the ball goes in.
I get it.
I get it. Hey, someone does that to me, I'm taking up another sport.
Roberto,
I'm telling you right now.
If he was to wear a San Antonio Spurs uniform, it'd be a totally different discussion.
I still wouldn't put him in top 10.
I don't believe that.
Yeah, I still wouldn't put him in top 10. I still wouldn't put him in
either.
top 10. I still wouldn't put him in top 10.
Man,
if he was to suddenly go to San Antonio Spurs and play the next 5 years and do what he's doing now, he'd be a whole different song you singing now.
Okay, so if you give him 5 more years, he wins 4 championships or something like that, then yeah, I'm gonna say, okay, yeah, he definitely deserves to be there, right? But at this point right now, even if it's San Antonio, like people complain about Manu Ginobili and Tony Parker not being in the 75 list, right? And there's only maybe one point guard that I would take out over Tony Parker. Only one. You know what I mean? The rest of them I'd be like, yeah, no, I don't think Tony Parker deserves to be there. I love Tony Parker. I think it was Chris
Dame
Paul.
Lillard.
Chris Paul, or maybe even Dame. Maybe even Dame.
Dame Lillard better than Tony Parker. I'm sorry,
but he don't belong in the top 75.
He don't. Yeah, no championships. You know what I mean? Like
no MVPs.
Yeah, look at Barkley. He won all championships.
No. But Barkley is at worst a top 5 power forward of all time. Dame Lillard ain't a top 5 point guard of all time.
I don't know.
It's an interesting way to end the show. I can't wait till Square One comes back. Maybe we could do a special Square One where we can discuss this one weekend where nobody got nothing to do. What's that, Ash?
Basketball.
Yeah, I know.
Please do talk about it.
I just want to say this.
No, bro. Hey, hold on. Now, I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro. I just seen that on the chat.
Yeah, you
Go
first,
ahead,
Roberto, then I'll be.
No, I was gonna say I didn't say Steph Curry should be in the top 10. The question was posed: if he were in the top 10, who would you remove?
Yeah.
If you were to ask me, should he be in the top 10? I'm saying no, not just yet. Not just yet.
Mm-hmm. Right, I agree.
Why would I give Phantom Zone for that?
If I had to remove someone, I would say Kobe.
Oh, what? To the fucking no.
Yeah.
Yo, that's Phantom Zone.
That's Phantom Zone. Yeah.
That's Phantom Zone times 2.
What are you talking about, LV?
I said if. I didn't say I would.
Yeah, but even if you said if, Kobe's name should not come out. There's no way.
Kobe should be in the top 5.
That's a whole other discussion. But like that mess that Chillmonger said.
We need a longer show for that one.
Yeah, I know.
That disrespect Chillmonger said is the problem with these modern millennial young whatever they call this generation, like disrespecting the past or whatever. And like Kyrie, bruh.
Or Vince.
I'm just gonna tell you, man. Kyrie, when he plays, is fucking box office. I don't care what nobody say. What makes him kind of sour to the person's taste is that he do all that game management and I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. You get paid that kind of money, man. You gotta do some shit sometimes you don't want to do,
bruh.
But when he playing, that fucker is right. That's all I gotta say.
Kyrie probably on my list the most overrated player in the NBA.
Oh my God! Yeah,
Dwight Howard belongs in the top 75 before him.
Oh my Lord! Yeah.
Before who?
Dwight Howard won 3 straight Defensive Player of the Years.
You will not be on my show ever.
No, wait, hold on. You think he deserves to be there before who? Kyrie or Vince?
Kyrie and Dame Lillard.
I agree with you on that.
Lonzo is no longer on the show,
but I think I would put Kyrie there over Dame Dollar.
Right. Dwight Howard was at worst a top 5 player when he was in Orlando. Don't forget about that. Don't
maybe a top five. Maybe a top 5 center. I ain't saying top 5 player in the NBA.
Definitely.
No.
Three straight defensive player of the
playing,
years, all NBA.
When he was playing, yeah, I would say he was in his prime.
Till he
in
hurt his
Orlando.
back.
Yeah. Because I'll never forget that dunk over Tim Duncan. No, I'll never forget that one. So I'm like, yeah, I think at the time when he was playing in Orlando, he probably at the time was a top 5 player, but his peak went up and then he went down way too quick.
Because he hurt his back. He had that back injury.
Yeah, I agree. But with that being said, guys, Danny, shout out your channel, please.
I'm Danny Graham, aka Comment Chat. You can find me here on this channel Mondays, Wednesdays. And on Tuesdays on Andre Show Chaos List, my show Chaos Conversation. Wednesday is Rule of 3. I'm also on Guy Square Show to hang out, and we be doing Ms. Marvel Chillmonger. You hear that? Ms. Marvel Roundtable later on this week. So check it out. I was glad to
Best
be on the show
MCU show.
Oh God, please!
Yeah.
That last episode was fucking garbage.
I knew I watched. You know what I was thinking when I was watching this episode? I was like, Nzo freaking hates this episode. I know.
You're right.
I knew. I just knew it. Like when it was over, I was like, taste this. I didn't.
You're right.
It was my least favorite. It was my least favorite episode.
Did you like it, Danny?
I haven't seen it yet.
You see, there you go. Don't worry, Danny.
And I ain't gonna watch it either. I'm gonna watch Superman and Lois tonight before I go to bed.
Yeah, watch it right before we do the round table.
I love Ms. Marvel.
Oh my God, Ashley, shout out your channel.
The widow. Is that better? Does that sound better?
Yes. You see, I had to hype you up a little bit for you to get that energy. Now you were hyped up with Dark Ass stuff. You got energy and you good.
Yeah,
so go ahead.
I got lots of energy. You know what I'm saying? So much going on. Yeah. So the Widow is the channel. I thought that I was going to be able to have videos up. What up, Chili? I thought I was going to have videos up like days ago, but I've been so much crazy stuff's been going on that I haven't. But tomorrow, I'm pretty sure I'm going to have stream tomorrow and hopefully some videos, up tomorrow. But it's just, but if you haven't seen, you can go back and watch my old videos until the time's up, But stuff coming tomorrow for sure.
Absolutely. LB.
Thank you for having me once again. Shout out to the chat. My channel's called The Lonely Banter. Talk about whatever I want, including Ms. Marvel, who has the best show in the MCU ever. And
you out of your mind.
Real talk. I stand for Kamala Khan, bruh.
You are out of your mind. And guys, I am Bigger Ford Entertainment. I just looked at my count and I am like 10 subs away from 5,000. This versus is still getting me views right now on my channel, so much appreciated. I think it has like 220. Hold on, I'll tell you right now.
This guy
it has like 223,000 views already.
Damn.
260,000 views.
I think
only problem is that Danny ain't getting no money from the views.
Your monetization? Damn, that's
yeah, I'm not because once they claim it, right, you stop getting the money from it. But I want the subs that are coming from it. That's why I haven't deleted it yet. So once it dies down, I'm gonna delete it. But hopefully, I'll be at 5,000 subs by tomorrow, which is amazing. Never thought that would happen. So I appreciate everybody once again. You know what I mean? And hey, man, we'll see you on the next one. Next week we should be back. I'm gonna actually take this video. I'm going to copy it and I'm going to paste it on my channel when I'm able to stream again. So it'll be on my channel. Just right now, because of the strike, I can't do it, but it is what it is. But with that being said, guys, it was a great show. I appreciate it. Thank you, Ashley, for the back and forth. You know what I mean? Yeah. I always like having heated debates up on here, and that's what we do. And that's what we did. And you guys will be like, oh, yeah, she was going to leave and mad. It ain't no hard feelings. You know what I mean?
It wasn't even you. It was like the crazy
Gus. It was Gus.
Troll.
Well, you done.
I always like troll when somebody's always wanting trolling.
You done know I'm always protecting the panel over here. That's Roberto, that's Danny, that's LB, whoever's on here. I don't let anybody talk no disrespect. So I didn't see it. Absolutely. You know what I mean? But with that being said, guys, peace, love, and hair grease. See you on the next one. Good show. Peace out.
The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist. And like that,